Okay, just working on a 2014 Skidoo Summit, 154-inch track. Shane was driving it and it just stopped moving in the field. So we troubleshooted it to get to the chain case part. So we just popped the springs off the muffler and then we were able to pull this plate out here. I think it has 6-7 bolts. And then you just unplug that one wiring clip. And we inspected the gear. So this is goes on there like that. And then that comes in from the back side so that it can't come out. And then there's a slider on there, which here's the old. So this silly slider was $80, and maybe a guy could shave that down and continue to use it and get some more life out of it. So I'll save it for a spare. And then the chain, this is where the chain snapped, and you can't get replacement links or nothing like that. And I think the chain is $200, so that's kind of a bit of a pain. And then when they pile up, you just want to inspect the gears or whatever to make sure there's no teeth that are all chewed up. And these look fairly good. So we're gonna try and fit this chain back in here. And then we popped this cover, which was easy to pop out with the case off. And then that way we could just fill the oil in this top port here. So we'll see what we... Okay. Oh, now I see one problem already. So we're gonna have to stop and see if we can get some steel or something and then fix that crack in the housing, because that's where the tensioner is gonna go and that'll break right off. Okay, so we had that crack. I just took a die grinder and then grooved it all out in there. And then we tried some liquid steel. That didn't want to stick to this pot metal housing. So then we ended up going with a 5-minute epoxy, which it says that this is good for metal. And it seems like it's sticking okay. So we're hoping that'll help. Plus the back of the case appears like this lip will come behind the slider and hopefully make it so that it won't bend any further back. So I'm hoping that'll work. And then we stuck the new slider on there. So we're just gonna try and fit that chain up. This again. And that was a 17mm wrench for the tightener here. And I'm sure that's what happened. We should have done proper maintenance when we dug this out of the shed. I'm sure that was just getting extra loose. And then when you pin it, just extra torque on the chain. We had an air compressor hose here to just blow out the bottom of the chain case, make sure there was no filings and junk in there. Oh my goodness. So I never read on this, but I'm wondering if you have to take one of them pulleys off. there's definitely not enough slack in this chain. Okay, we're gonna pause video again, pop that off, and then we'll fire it up. Okay, so 15 millimeter, and that's what knocks this top off there. And I just had a 12 volt Milwaukee, so it busted like 250 foot-pounds, and it was nothing to get that off of there. Pull the skidoo ahead. Oh, good. Hey. So that is obviously the way to put that on. Take that top sprocket off, and then we're just tensioning up the, I think it just calls for as hand tight as you can get it on this slider, tightening adjusting screw. So I don't think there's a whole bunch to bore you with as far as videoing. We're gonna put the cover back on there, and then like I said, we've taken off that vent plug to fill the oil in the top, and we have just bought the synthetic chain case oil from Skidoo, and it said 1 jug, 1 chain case, so just dump that in there and away you go. And then we'll pull that cover off at the end of the season and just make sure that that guide there hasn't broken free again or doing any more damage, because it looks like that inner side of the case is probably an expensive thing to buy. Okay, take care. Thanks a lot.